Did you hear about the climate change?
Yes.
I heard Obama say we need to pay tax for it.
What do you suppose they plan to do with the tax money? Cover the planet with a shield? I hear drought is blamed on the climate change.
And what climate change is that? Is it so hot that water evaporates from clouds, or so cold that rain freezes? Even frozen rain comes down as hail or snow. I see massive rain clouds disappear all the time after jets fly into them, and then their trails spread around and absorb the moisture from the clouds. Ever wonder what happened to the water in the rain clouds if it didn't come out? Did not evaporatum in the air is not dry? A balloon does not deflate unless the air comes out.
Aren't those just contrails?
No, contrails are made of water vapors and only appear at least -43 degrees, and besides water vapor wouldn't dry out rain clouds, or cause clouds to shrink and disappear. And besides water vapor wouldn't dry out rain clouds, or cause clouds to shrink and disappear.
Yes, you're right. Why would moisture dry out rain clouds?
And then there are also many who say they are cirrus clouds, but cirrus clouds are made up of ice crystals. When you see these expanding jet trails, which are really chemtrails, they are down too low to be made up of ice particles. And frozen water wouldn't make rain clouds disappear either.
No, of course not.
Yes, cumulus clouds are not made up of ice crystals, because they form at lower, less cold altitudes. That's why they don't look like cirrus clouds. Do you think extremely hot exhaust can freeze up instantly inside, or under cumulus clouds, when it's not that cold? Or that cirrus clouds could form at the same altitude as cumulus cloud? And others believe it's fuel dumping, but jets dump fuel only if they have to make an emergency landing. Think hundreds of jets would have an emergency at one time in one area?
I don't think anyone questions or thinks critically about what they see, but just repeat whatever they hear from the politicians, TV and government agencies. Obviously moisture does not dry clouds, and every jet would not be having an emergency almost every day.
Weather control is not the only purpose of chemtrails. Ever hear of Project Cloverleaf?
No.
I'll tell you more about that in the future, but it is named for the 4 leaves of a clover, because it has 4 purposes of the operation.
Okay.
Did you know Obama and the media puppets whores have been talking about possibly spraying in the future to reflect sunlight, but the spraying has already been going on for over 10 years. The reflect sunlight global warming thing is a scam to cover the weather control, and to get more tax. There has also been much evidence from doctors and scientists that there are biological components to the spraying that strongly suggests this is also a biological attack.
Once the media tells people it's occurring, they will probably finally see them, and think it only just began.
Right. It's as if now they got permission to see it.
I know what you mean. Why isn't there anything on the news about this?
Because it's a classified operation. Classified operations are kept from the public.
Why do you think the government would want to purposely create drought?
Have you ever heard of Agenda 21 or the Georgia Guidestones?
No, what are they?
There is too much in it for me to tell you simply, but it is a United Nations document, and involves sustainability, which addresses the overpopulation issue. Also, the Georgia Guidestones is a list of global agendas written in stone, and includes maintaining the population to under a certain number. I can't remember what the number is right now, but it would require killing off about 80% of the population, and creating starvation by creating food shortage would certainly help with that. So does spraying chemicals and biological agents on the unknowing population.
Geez, that sounds drastic. Don't you think?
Yes. And there is more than just Agenda 21 and the Georgia Guidestones. There have been a combination of articles and recordings of the likes of Kissinger, Rockefeller and Ted Turner talking about need for decreasing the population. There is also the Protocols of Zion and the Jesuit Oath.
Do you think they have the ability to do that?
Ever hear of the Bilderberg group?
No, what is that?
It is the group of the wealthy elite who are the ones who are really in control of the world and of the media, which is the best tool for controlling the people.
Huh?
The Bilderberg group includes Kissinger, Rockefeller, Queen Elizabeth and many other world leaders and owners of major corporations. Also, ever hear of the Illuminati?
I heard from angels and demons that they don't exist anymore.
That is what Dan Brown and the owners of the media want you to think. Hey, why don't you look it up sometime?
I think I will.
It's important to try to awaken others, as massive non-compliance seems to be the only chance we have. Why else would the elitists use mainstream media to manipulate people into compliance?
That makes sense. I think I will check out some of what you told me.
Good. That makes you smarter than most people. But be careful to cross-reference, as there are many disinformation agents who pretend to be truthers, so they can lead you to certain beliefs. Ever hear of Project Mockingbird?
Yes, I did. And when you think about it, it does not sound much different than mainstream media.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. I got to go. Have a good night.
Bye.
Educate yourself. Links will be provided in the sidebar.